Hello. Today we're going to actually do a tutorial on the BlackBox player software and how to actually bring in the files that you've recorded with your BlackBox player and view them in the actual BlackBox player software. So first off, what we're going to do is we're just going to click on the little BlackBox player icon to actually start the software running. Obviously, we get an empty application. There are no files loaded in, and so what we actually need to do is bring those files that you've recorded onto your SD card with your BlackBox player into the actual software. So we do that by clicking on in the lower right hand corner, File Open. Up comes a list. Okay, and we can see from this list it's actually got no files in it currently, and it always will. You'll always have to select the directory in which these files exist. For me, if I click on that Select Directory button here, you can see that it already selects my file list directory, which is on my removable disk E, which is my SD card. Obviously, I've connected my SD card into my SD card reader and connected it to the computer. That is my removable disk E, and there's the directory I want. So if I just click OK, a list of files come up. Some people actually have issues with bringing in a number of files at one time, but that is actually very easy to do. I mean, obviously, if you select the file, these are all 3-minute long files of recording, all sequentially taken. So you can actually just select individually one of these files. So if we just select the middle one here and press that, that will come into our list here. If we double click, this video will begin to play, as you can see. So if I just stop this now, and I'll then press the delete all, which will then clear this list, which is currently only got one file in it. So if I click delete all, that will go, and I can then click back to file open. So say we want to actually bring in all of the files that are on this directory that we can see here, to then play them sequentially. We can click the first one, and then what we do is we actually, on the keyboard, we hold down the shift button. So if I press the shift button now and then move down to the bottom selection and then press a normal left click, you'll see that they're all selected. Now if I then click the orange button to bring them actually into the application, they're all here. You can see all these files are now listed. So say I want to start on the third file, I will click on the third file, double click, and the third file will begin to play. Um, that actually was a very short file. The next file has begun to play. That's the fourth in the list. So, and this will play for 3 minutes and then go on to the next file. So I've just stopped that for the moment. Again, I'm going to click delete all to clear all these files, and I will go back to file open, because say we only want the first 3 files, I can then actually select the first one, or any one. I can select the third one, and I can actually, apart from also doing shift, which I could say hold down shift and select that one or this one, or it basically takes the top to the bottom and all the files that containing while you're holding the shift button down. So if I've got the bottom one here, if I actually use the control button rather than the shift, I can select individual files. So there you go. And if I press them again, they are deleted. So I can take these 3 through. If I now press the orange button, in they come, and you can see these 3 files, and I can, in the same way, double click, and they will start playing. There we go. Let me stop that. Again, I will delete these files here. I'll go back to the file. An interesting thing is, if you're actually wondering how to decipher the file names, is that they are all the dates and times. So if we actually look at the first one, we can see that the DRF0 2010, which is obviously the year, 707, which is the month, 08, which is the day of the recording. Also, then there's an underscore, and it says 14:11, which is actually 11 minutes past 2, 14:11, and 11 seconds. And then we can in the next file, we can actually see, obviously, it's on the same day, but it's 14:14, 11 seconds, which is actually 3 minutes after the first recording. So we can tell that that is actually sequentially straight after the next file. The file afterwards was recorded at 22 minutes past, so that isn't actually straight after the previous file. There was a bit of a gap in between those two. So that's actually an interesting way of seeing when these files are recorded. So, and that's about it for the tutorial. We're going to do another one showing you all the actual ins and outs of the software, and actually how to make a video recording and put it onto an actual video for yourself. Okay, thank you for listening.